show for it. Over $10 billion cut from our social services, tuition increases that top the nation, and the most regressive taxes in the country. What do corporations have to show for it? Record-breaking tax handouts, totaling $11.9 billion just for Boeing. 500 corporate loopholes that starve our treasury of over $6 billion every year. It's quite clear that Frank Chop, as Speaker of the House, has failed to represent ordinary working people, but he's represented big business quite well. Big business has a monopoly on politics in our state. They own and control both political parties, Republican and Democratic. Almost every single representative in Olympia is bought and paid for by the giant corporations, Boeing, Amazon, Starbucks, Microsoft, and Vulcan. 99% of us have no voice in Olympia. We need to change that. That's why I'm running, to begin building independent political representation for working people. As such, I will not take a penny of corporate money. On the other hand, Frank Chop is almost entirely funded by every big corporate interest you can imagine. I'm running to give a voice to renters in Capitol Hill that are facing skyrocketing rent. I'm running to give a voice to bus riders who are facing drastic cuts. I'm running to give a voice to students and teachers who are dealing with underfunded education. And I'm also running to give a voice to all those who are concerned about climate change. On all these issues that are of concern to the people in this district, Frank Chop has failed to represent what the vast majority of people in this district believe. Frank Chop and the Democratic Party establishment is not leading on any of these issues. Instead of advancing the $12 an hour minimum wage statewide, a transportation package to fund transit, and desperately needed funding for education, Democrats held a special session late last year to force through a vote to give Boeing $8.7 billion in tax breaks. When was the last time the Democratic Party held a special session to fund transit, to deal with homelessness, to fund our schools and our child care, or finally to do something about our regressive tax system? I, along with Kshama Sawant, Socialist Alternative, have been at the center for the campaign for a $15 an hour minimum wage, and within 1 year, Seattle workers are on the verge of victory. Chop couldn't even get $12 out of a committee, even though there's massive support for $12 statewide. I am a climate scientist. I will vigorously advocate for expanding mass transit and renewable energy infrastructure projects. Frank Chop failed to deliver sustainable funding for mass transit and renewable energy. And now we face cuts to our metro. I will boldly advocate for taxing the big corporations and the super wealthy to fully fund our social services. Frank Chop led the way to giving Boeing, one of the wealthiest corporations in the world, a historic $8.7 billion handout. I and Socialist Alternative have proven that we can win. We have proven results. We elected the first socialist to the City Council in 100 years, and we are poised to win 15 in just 1 year. We've delivered. Frank Chop during election time talks nice, but what has he delivered for working people? Has he stopped the skyrocketing rents? Has he overturned our regressive taxes? No. What is he delivering? Budget cuts to schools like Seattle Central Community College, taxes on working people, and handouts to the highly profitable corporations like Boeing and Microsoft. We can do better. I'm confident we can make history and bring down the Speaker of the House, electing the second socialist in Washington in 2 years. I'm appealing to all working people, unions, students, to all those who know they have no voice in Olympia. This is your opportunity to send a message to the out-of-touch political establishment. Let's show them that there's a price to pay for looting our state treasury to give giant corporations more money. Join my campaign. Together we can make history. Sign up to volunteer and donate at votespear.org.